Thanks for joining me again this week. On this week's installment of The Road to Fire, I'd like to show you my favorite way to learn, adventuring with people who know more than me. Noah and I went to Atlantis in Queen Creek Canyon the day after we got back from summer. Jeff wasn't able to meet us right when we got there, so we went up a popular 3-pitch climb, the Trident. We quickly discovered that Atlantis' south side is shaded the entire morning in the winter, and we had some wind and the air temperatures were in the 40s. Before I started the first pitch, Noah taught me how to set up a quad anchor and how to manage the rope when I was belaying him from above.
Hook these into your bolts. So, hook this guy onto 2 of them, and then it's equalized. Alright.
We read on Mountain Project that the second pitch was very run-out, and since Noah has experience both with run-out and with placing protection, I elected to climb the first pitch and belay him through the second pitch. The whole climb was rated 5.9 and started with a 5.7 Mondo Frico. It was an accurately rated climb and was a nice start to warm up on the cold rock.
This rock's pretty polished.
I don't know. That feels a little run outy to the top, that's for sure. Oh, even still. From the top of Mondo Frico, I belayed Noah up to my pitch, and then on to the second pitch. He placed a piece of protection, but said overall he didn't feel like it was as run out as some of the comments on Mountain Project would have led us to believe. Noah has been climbing since November 2019, and he's been going hard. He's got tons of climbing gear, and he has the knowledge to back it up.
You got a bolt right there. Yeah, I see it. It's just an awkward spot with this bulge.
In 2020, he climbed outdoors 89 days of the year. He's the first person I wanted on my climbing trip, both for his expertise and the bonus fact that he's my brother.
I don't want to place it and try out these blocks, because if I fell, it would.
For me, it's a lot easier to get my head around climbing on top rope. It's a lot less physically taxing and it's a lot lower consequence. The downside of that is I don't feel the rush of dopamine in response to the somewhat risky position of being up on the wall under my own power, climbing above a bolt in search of the next one. That said, the feel of climbing outdoors is incredible and uniquely challenging compared to indoor climbing. Here's the .5 cam Noah placed for a little extra security on the second pitch. It was definitely nice to have. Once we topped out on pitch 2, there was an easy scramble over to the next pitch, but it was still a little freaky being that exposed 100 some odd feet off the ground.
This, Jimmy, is a fantastic crag. You should come here all the time. This is amazing. Have this 40 minutes within your house. Like, you see all these routes? I've been hooking with this whole thing.
I elected to lead the final pitch of the Trident and decided not to record. The camera positioning on the other two pitches was making me feel uncomfortable with looking around and getting good holds. I was happy I chose to do so because it was a proper outdoors 5.9. The crux was low, awkward, and kind of chimney-like, and I was very concerned about ground fall. I was thankful I didn't have my GoPro getting in the way of my movements in the crux. I topped out and belayed Noah up, and with the combination of him being a better climber, getting some beta from me, and being on top rope, he didn't feel quite as unsafe on the crux as I had. From the top, we took in the view and then saw Jeff pull in and started working on the rappel. Rappelling always takes a little bit for me to wrap my mind around. I always have the thought, is this rope going to hold as I start to take my first steps off the belay stance? Due to the overhanging nature of the pitch, Noah blindly tossed the end of the rope over the edge, significantly too far to the climber's left, and ended up getting snagged on the rock.
Rope.
I realized this about halfway down the climb and had to struggle with getting it off the rock while also trying to keep my brake hand locked down the rope so I didn't drop farther.
Gotta say, your pitch of your rope leaves a lot to be desired. A lot. It's stuck on the rock over here.
Oh, you might have to walk over to it.
Did not appreciate that. At all.
After a couple of concerning drops and a lot of wild rope whipping, I was able to free the rope from its perch and continue the descent to the belay ledge for the third pitch.
Ha-ha!
I'm looking forward to coming back to Atlantis. I live relatively close, and there's a multitude of routes up and down the valley. I've also heard there's good climbing here all year round. Thank you for joining me this week. I'll see you next time.